This attack on our democracy is not an isolated event. It has huge implications for our government, our country, and the people trusted to keep us safe in the nation's capital.
Catherine Herridge is with us. She is the CBS News chief investigative reporter, helping to shed some light on how this happened and what we can expect in the future. So let's get right into it. We've already heard the mayor of D.C. blaming Capitol Police. I interviewed a congressman who called the agency complicit. Who's going to take responsibility for this?
Well, I think one of the central issues in this investigation is the degree to which the Capitol Hill Police and the sergeant at arms had advance information and intelligence indicating, especially through social media, that the gathering here in Washington was going to be extremely large and that it was likely going to be violent. Because as you know, for them to bring in help from the ATF and the FBI and the Secret Service, that request has to come from the sergeant at arms. They just can't volunteer to come in and secure that area.
You've got some new information about the pipe bombs that were found near the Capitol. Bring us up to speed on that.
I think this is one of the most interesting developments, Adam. Two pipe bombs, galvanized steel with timers, were located near the RNC and the DNC. And what we learned on a conference call with the U.S. Attorney Michael Sherwin today is that they were not a hoax, that they were viable devices that were diffused or disrupted. And the reason that's important is that a galvanized pipe bomb, or IED, is designed to inflict maximum physical harm to an individual. And the timer matters because it tells us either they were trying to pull law enforcement away from the Capitol as they breached the complex, or they were trying to take advantage of the evacuation of neighboring buildings, in this case, two political headquarters, to inflict maximum damage on those individuals. So it goes to this idea of coordination.
Yes, semantics can't be argued here. This was clearly the definition of terrorism. Catherine, let's talk about records stolen out of the Capitol.
I think this, Adam, is another leading edge to this investigation. The U.S. Attorney Michael Sherwin confirmed to reporters that several items of note were stolen from the Capitol, a lot of pilfering, he said, and significantly electronic records from some of these congressional offices. And Sherwin said they are still working to assess the national security implications of those stolen records. And that certainly has my attention because you know from being on Capitol Hill, it's not easy to navigate that place. So this goes to the idea that there was intelligence gathering beforehand and reconnaissance to execute their objectives. And again, that brings us back to this idea of significant coordination.
Do you suspect that we're going to see some big changes up on Capitol Hill?
But I would say in the short term, we're going to see significant security restrictions around the Capitol leading through the inauguration. I don't know if the changes will be permanent with this high 7-foot non-scalable wall, but I think you would agree with me. It would be a real shame because it is ultimately the people's house, and it's access to that house, which I think is so special to so many Americans, and would be a shame to see that lost because of the actions of a small group of people yesterday.
Wholeheartedly agree. Catherine Herridge, thank you for your time.